Alright folks, in the shop here, got the skid loader in here. Here's my bale spear I built. But as you can see, I have my edge quick attach plate, or quick change plate, whatever you want to call it, on the skid loader. I bought this on an auction a couple years ago because my skid loader does not have quick attach, hydraulic quick attach, quick change for the bucket. So I bought this one on an auction, and this is what I use in the wintertime when I have to switch from the bucket to the bale spear every day back and forth. So I can sit right in the cab. I use my hydraulics, my auxiliaries here, and they are hooked up to this plate, and when you run your hydraulics back and forth, it lifts the wedges so you can unhook and hook up to your attachments. My skid loader did not come with a factory one, so I bought this one on an auction. So it'd be nice if the skid loader had one, but I priced out putting one on here, and that wasn't going to happen. So anyways, as you can see, I have my hoses plumbed down here where they're clearing everything, and I have them wired up there so they don't come loose. And then all I gotta do is drive in here, pick it up, turn on the hydraulic auxiliaries, flip the switch one way, and it'll latch, and we're good to go. This quick attach plate, I don't know what it was on or exactly what the deal was. As you can see here, there's an electrical plug and it had a valve, electric valve inside. If you take it off the skid loader, there's a plate you can remove here. There was a valve in there that you had to have that electric hooked up to open and close a shutoff valve in there, and I disconnected that and bypassed it, so I don't need that electric part. It's just all hydraulics. It's always engaged now, basically. I don't know if this was on like a mini excavator or something of that nature, because it had real small couplers on it. So I don't know if it was on, like I say, on a mini excavator, or if it was on one of those smaller skid loaders that you would like stand on, like a Toro or something like that. But I just disconnected that valve, and I'm pretty sure I took it all the way out and then just hooked the hose directly to the cylinder. So yeah, it's this is my quick attach plate that I put on for the winter. I figured December 1st I'm going to start feeding corn silage, so I'll be switching from the bucket to the spear back and forth, and once we start getting colder weather, I'll put the door back on the skid loader, and then it's nice to have this on there so I don't have to get in and out of the skid loader all the time to change the bucket. With the door on, obviously I have to have the booms all the way down or all the way up, so it makes it kind of a pain getting out to run the levers for your wedges. Without the door on, you know, I can have it up here and basically just stand up, reach forward, flip the levers up, and away we go. But that's not the case with the door being on it. So so yeah, I've got that on. I'm gonna set you guys up here quick, and then I'm gonna start them, and I'm gonna hook up this bale spear just to make sure everything works, because I have not, obviously I haven't used it yet this year, since last spring. So I'm gonna set you guys up there, and I'm gonna start the skid loader and hook onto that quick and make sure everything works and go from there. like on the inside because they must have froze up sitting all summer. It was kind of close to the big door in the back, so chances are it got water in it and they rusted up. So we'll pull this cover off quick and we'll look at it from the inside to see what's going on in there. And I think I'm going to stop you guys for a second and hook you up to my magnetic mount. Alright, now you guys are sitting around the magnetic mount. I can actually get you guys somewhere you can see what the heck's going on. Yeah, if you look right there, it says Edge. Model number QA2. Grab a pry bar. Seized up a little bit. I had this problem 2 years ago with the two. Right here, these are the wedges that go up and down, and as you can see they kind of rust up. Doesn't help, they're in the manure and everything in the spring, and then it sits all summer long. So get all this crap cleaned out of here, get them oiled up. And that one, see there's an indicator up here, that one the indicator's broke off of, but it is what it is. Alright, well, what I'm going to do, I got it upside down here, as you can see, and I filled up around those wedges with oil. I'm going to let that soak in for a while. Hopefully that'll soak down around those pins. You can see right here is that pin, and it goes in this collar. Well, it rusts in that collar. Let some of that oil soak in there. If that don't work, I'll get some diesel fuel or something to put in there. And I may have to heat that collar up, I don't know. The worst part is it doesn't have a grease fitting or anything on it. So that's the worst part about it. But anyways, we'll let that oil soak in there for a little bit and then we'll see what happens. Alright guys, I got them freed up. I let them soak for a little while upside down. And then I laid it back flat. And lo and behold, there are grease zerks on there. They're just hidden. The grease zerks would not take grease, so I heated everything up with a torch. Got the grease zerks to take grease. That one on that side I got to work without heat. This one over here I had to heat a lot. Now I have it so it'll take grease. So as you can see, this is how it works. They're working now. We can get it cover back on and get it back on the skid loader. And as you can see here, I have the grease gun with the lock and lube hooked on there, so I could pump grease into it as I was working it. Get the other side quick. The fun thing is it's kind of hard to see with it laying on the ground. Hook the lock and lube on there. And then I can sit here and pump grease. There's grease grease coming out the top, and it's coming out liquid right now because that's hot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it cool. And then after it's cooled down, I'm going to pump grease into it again. Run it again and make sure it doesn't get stiff after it cools off. And then I'll put the plate back on and get it back on the skid loader. So I'll be back with you guys in a moment. Alright guys, I think it's cooled off enough. I'll get this cover put back on there. And let's see if I can get it back on this way. Doesn't look like it. Grab the socket. And I probably need the pry bar again. That in there. Turn him out of the way. That I'm pretty sure is locked. There, now I can hook the skid loader back up to it. And this is the fun part, laying flat on the ground. quick attach plate. Power quick attach plate. A not Bobcat plate. It's an Edge Bobcat plate. Yeah. Anyways, guys. So, it would be real nice if the skid loader had a factory power attach plate. But it doesn't. And before anybody says, oh, you should just switch it over, it's way too much money. There's no sense of sticking that kind of money into this old machine. Because down the road, this machine might be a backup machine, and there might be a newer machine that's bigger with a 2-speed and a factory cab. I shouldn't say factory, this is a factory cab, it's just missing the factory door. I had to build a door for it. But I'd really like to get a skid loader like what we use out for moving the bales off the field over my buddy's place, that 873 with a 2-speed. I'd like to find something around that size with a suspension seat, 2-speed, something like that. And if that were the case, this machine would get the tracks put on it and they would stay on it. And I wouldn't necessarily need that because I wouldn't be switching back and forth every day. So there's no reason to stick a lot of money into that type of thing, where if I was going to stick $1,500 to $2,500 into it, I'd rebuild the engine, rebuild the hydros, and go through all that stuff first. So anyways, that's my aftermarket power attach plate. Don't know if any of you have ever seen one or heard of one, but that's what that is. And like I say, around December 1st, I'll start feeding corn silage every day. Excuse me. So I got to take basically at least 1 bale of hay, if not 2 bales of hay, out a day to feed, and then 2 buckets of corn silage a day. So normally what I do is I have the bucket on here overnight in case I got to plow snow. Then I feed corn silage first, and then I come back, take the bucket off, put the bale spear on. I go and feed a bale of hay to the cows. And if the calves need a bale of hay, I feed them a bale of hay. Then I put the bales or the bucket back on, and the bucket stays on the skid loader in the shop overnight. That way, if there's any snow on, it's melted, what have you. So that's why the power attach is nice. And like I say, when I have the door on, it swings open. You cannot reach out and grab the levers with the door on. You basically would have to leave it where it is right now and reach way down. Well, about that time when your boots are slippery, you do an endo falling out the skid loader. So during the summer, like I say, I can raise it way up to here and just stand up, reach out, and unlock the levers, and then it don't matter. But so yeah, there's my quick attach plate. If any of you other guys out there have a skid loader with auxiliary hydraulics but do not have the power attach plate, and you want something like that, Edge Products is where this one was manufactured. Handy tool to have. Sure speeds up the process in the wintertime. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe. Stay tuned for more. I'm kind of looking like there should be plenty of videos in the shop this winter, if nothing else. So we'll catch you on the next one.